device. I can show you what I use for streaming. But
Is
I
it all
think
from your
it
phone?
should be, no, it's on a computer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have my computer now. I brought it in from storage, so I got that. I usually use OBS on YouTube, but it's not the best at least that I can see.
Yeah, I'm streaming some kind of weird stuff right now.
Like what? Like creepypasta shit?
Oh no, I'm honestly I'm playing an MMO in the background right now, and I'm being like a bouncer to a brothel right now.
I'm just thankful you weren't breathing hard. I was like, at least you just quiet.
No.
And not like.
Oh my gosh, it's Sea Muster. But yeah, I think you can start reading it now if you want.
All right. Let me get my water because that voice does a number. This is a long story. This would be like probably a 15-minute story just looking at it, because my stories are usually short and I just kind of stretch them out. Alright, so let's see. So I found myself in a bit of trouble recently, to which I must admit I should have seen coming. But what I'm about to recollect is something I will never forget, and just need to speak about it to someone. I put my coat away after a long day of school and went to get something to eat. Unfortunately, I happened to catch my parents fighting over Rory again. All that time you've been spending with Rory is too suspicious for my taste, bitch. I wish I was cheating on your broke ass. Whenever I give Rory a few hundred for condoms, he always buys trash bags instead. In a fit of rage, my father smashed the dishes on the ground. "'Cause it's just that big," my mother said before it could escalate, my brother pulled me aside to help look for his wallet. "You don't think I took it?" I said, searching under his bed. "Who else? You know I owe you for that weed, nigga." "Well, you keep looking in here. I'll search the guest room." Roy was more of a slob than a thief, but I couldn't just leave any stone unturned. So I went to ask if he'd seen it. When I'd opened the door, I was greeted by an odor that reeked of death. Looks like Roy really isn't using trash bags the way you'd expect. I started frantically searching through his things, hoping he wouldn't be too bothered by my snooping. I hadn't been fortunate enough to find Aaron's wallet, but what I had discovered were military-grade weapons, drugs, and a notebook filled with what appeared to be drug-induced ramblings. I started hearing footsteps in the hallways fast approaching. In a quick haste, I pulled the tattered blanket back over his possessions. I stopped and nearly screamed before I realized it was only my brother. Hold on, let me take a breath.
What?
I just had to take a drink of water.
Oh,
Part 2. It's like, asking if I found anything, not knowing what to say, I just shook my head and left to get in a call with my friends. I tried telling them what I found, but Jordan wouldn't buy it. And Josiah just joked that maybe Roy was planning an abducting me for kicks. I rolled my eyes and received a Facebook notification. "What's that?" Jordan asked. "Nikisha. Seems she made another political statement. Apparently that's not enough LGBT representation in the media." Before I could place my phone down, I caught Josiah trying to troll. "What the hell? Why would you say that?" Before I made him take it down, she already scolded him for anti-gay rhetoric. And if he didn't stop, she'd report him for hate speech. Having about enough of this, I played the mediator and got Josiah to take down the comment, apologizing for my friend. She seemed pretty angry about his behavior. I just sighed and told her off. You don't really care about any of this stuff. You just need a reason to feel special. When I got back to playing with my friends, I chastised Josiah for taking things too far. This time, although my fun was sadly cut short when I overheard my dad yelling. He said that he'll kill that good-for-nothing nigger. Just before I could hide under the bed, he'd already kicked the door off its hinges. Hurling it against the wall, he dragged me by my leg from out the bed, aggressively hoisting me up by my neck violently. Escorting me to the living room, my sister was cradled in my mother's arms, crying hysterically. I managed to choke out, "Did I do that?" which is all I remember before he'd beaten me unconscious. I had awoken bruised and bloodied, trying to regain my composure. I'd look up at my sister's arms, crossed, giving me that condescending look that's always in her eye. "You really did it this time, huh?" I said. I said nothing either because I was too defeated or just too tired. Because of you, Dad went out drinking again, which made me responsible to punish you. From now on, you're sleeping in Rory's room. Have fun, loser. Couldn't believe what had just happened, just because of my stupid friend, though I was more scared of knocking on Rory's door half drunk. Half drunk, he let me in before collapsing on the floor. Aaron saw what was happening and snuck me into his room for the night, where I'd finally been able to sleep too exhausted to think about anything the next morning. I'd noticed a blackened bruise over my eye. When I'd gotten downstairs from school, my mother told me to have a nice day. School wasn't too bad, but come third period, the intercom called me to come down to the principal's office. When I arrived, Roy told me my dad died last night, trying out sword swallowing. I couldn't help but cry. Rory just grabbed my arm and took me out to my grandma's car. I asked him about it and he just said it must have been a coincidence. Even though I could clearly see the same keyed doors and duct tape passenger seat, I just decided to ignore it. When I arrived home, I ran to my mother, who was curiously watching television with my father. Not knowing what to say, I just said there was no school today. My mom scolded me for lying, but hugged me all the same. I was concerned. Rory said your English teacher threatened to shoot up the school if nobody would get their grades up. I immediately confronted Rory, accusing him of lying. He shoved me and closed the door behind him. "What are you doing?" I demanded. "Hey, let me go. Shut your mouth before I tell your father you're breaking into the liquor cabinet." I stared at him. "I know you've been in my room. The spirits of Berathan keep a watchful eye on intruders." What I'd feared was burying my father, but now they may not even be able to bury me. I know what you're thinking. What's going to happen to me, I can't assure you there's no way out of this. But I see great potential in you as a successor. When I'm gone, so I'm offering you a way out the usual lynching. Not knowing what to say, I just compiled with his threats and went along with everything he said. Later that night, Rory shook me to get up. I'd barely gotten any rest, so I tried ignoring him. Then I heard him cock a rifle. So I got dressed, but he shoved me into the snow before I could grab my boots. My feet froze in the snow. My father told me to shovel yesterday. I tried begging and pleading for him to let me go, but he just ignored me. A rusty black van blasting Biggie Smalls music pulled up into the driveway. "Get in. There's something you need to see." Rory told me, frozen by uncertainty, I hadn't even noticed him heaving me into the lap of a man I'd recognized from the news. What a rotten stench. It reeked of weed and piss in here. I thought to myself. The large man threw me into the van door and began arguing with the other. "I'm telling you, Jackson, some things are a little too crazy. You're just mad you didn't catch it before I did, Dakari. Here, kid, look. I was shown a clip of Trump's inauguration speech. What's the big deal?" I asked. He paused the video and began adjusting the frame to show me what he called Trump's devil eyes. "That's just a lens flare," I protested.
This
Jackson
part is
brushed the
based
purple-
off a real thing that happened, by the way.
Trump's devil eyes?
Well, not based on Trump, but there's this guy that we know called his name is Hayden, and he's really dumb. And he tried to show us this one thing where it was like he was showing us this video of this guy in like China, and like how he was blinking weird, and he said, "Just look at the eyes," and I'm like, "Okay, yeah, he's blinking somewhat," and he's like, "No, he's a robot." Because the
I've
way that
seen
he
videos
blinked,
like that.
he
I know
genuinely
exactly
thought
what
that it
he's
was a
talking
robot.
about.
So that's what it's based
Where
on.
their pupils look like a frog or some shit. You're like, what the fuck? That's funny. So fucking were you the one who said you found this shit from SoundCloud?
Your SoundCloud?
Did you find C Mustard through SoundCloud, or how did you find C Mustard?
Oh, I found C Mustard through Let's Read.
Hell yeah, let's read.
Through Let's Read, and then I was like, hey, these are really fucking funny. And then I searched up your thing, and I listened to all your stories, and then
Damn,
I
that's
found,
dedication. There's a lot of them.
yeah. I also found Dying Sun Film Productions. That's your friend,
Oh,
right?
yeah, that's my best friend from like 7th grade on.
Yeah, I also
He's funny
listened
as
to a lot
shit.
of the,
He just doesn't do it a lot. I wish he did it more.
yeah, I love the.
Now I know how
paranormal
people feel
events.
when I don't put out stories, because I always wait for his stories. He just doesn't have a computer. That's why he can't record. Well, he has a computer, but not like a one that can use a microphone for some reason. It's too shitty.
Yeah, I actually thought that you were the one that was recording those. Like, you were the one saying them, but I realize now that he's just trying to imitate you.
Yeah, he said he was gonna do it in the spirit of C Mustard, but it's funny because he sounds like how I sounded in the very early stories. Like, we really sound similar until my voice changed. Because, like, the chicken fucker and babysitter and Toshi, my voice is way different than it is in any of the other stories. You can hear it just, if you listen to those ones consecutively, you can just hear
I never
the
thought of
change. It hella does change. I don't know what happened. One day I just started talking like how it is now, and I couldn't stop doing it.
Well, I mean, I can tell it's a voice, given on how you had to drink water to clear it to get the. You were trying to go for like a Morgan Freeman impression, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he's the. I know it doesn't sound like Morgan Freeman, but that's how it sounds in my head, and then it just.
Well,
I was like, I
that's
can
what
use
it
this
showed
voice.
in Let's Read's video where I found you. It had like a picture of like Morgan Freeman and like
Yeah,
makeup.
he did that as a joke. It was funny. He just did it. He didn't even tell me. He just uploaded a clown version of Morgan Freeman.
I mean,
I was like,
that's kind of what you
hilarious.
went for. And
Yeah,
after,
it was good. It was good on his part. He's good at thumbnails.
Yeah,
And thumbnails are like, hold on, let me put on my headphones real quick.
sure.
But thumbnails are super important as far as YouTube goes. I don't even know how the algorithm checks it. But if you don't have good thumbnails, you don't get views. I think that's what my problem
Yeah,
is.
you deserve way more views.
I got in my other channel, Evil Preston. It's connected to this channel, and that channel got in trouble. And ever since that channel got in trouble, C Mustard got in trouble. It sucks, man. They're not even connected. And then that Andy Signore video I did a long time ago, that also fucked me over. Because they put like a, I don't know what I'm like not hidden from the search engines, but I'm not recommended because my content is considered edgy, or I guess.
What? No, I think in anything it should be like. Well, I've listened to a lot of like creepypastas and stuff, and your stuff, like it's the perfect anti creepypasta.
Yeah, that's exactly why I made it too.
Yeah, and I love that. I think like there should be more things like
one
that.
story.
Of this satirical thing making fun of all the tropes that you usually find in these let's not meet things.
The worst ones are like the deep web ones. I was listening to this one the other day, and he was like, I got a ninja sword and cut my way through 40 security guards. I was like, what the fuck is this? Is this an action movie? It was like his like, so in a 3-day span, he went onto the dark web, his like cousin was murdered, and he was forced to kill somebody, and then he beat the system and broke out of the warehouse. It was just like a 3-day span. I was like, what the hell? I was like, no one could do that mentally. They'd be fucked up. Discord is pretty cool. I like Discord. I want to do fan art. That's what I mainly want to do. Just so people can visualize what the people look like.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously the Nighthawk looks like Jack Black.
Yeah, Jack Black.
Hmm. Like, we've also listened to your thing so many times that we have, like, a few, like, theories. Like, the ghost that was possessing the clown baby was actually, Thomas J.
Thomas J.
You know, like the ghost in the, wait, no, that wasn't Thomas J. Was
Are you
it
talking about Theodore? Theodore Earl
Yes,
Jones
Theodore.
or whatever? I knew you were going to say that. That's a good theory. That's the first thing that I thought when you said that. That's why I was thrown off by
Yeah,
Thomas J. I was
Thomas.
like,
We haven't watched all of them in like a couple months.
Thomas J was based off of this kid from this movie, My Girl. He got killed by bees. It was sad as shit. If you ever watch that, I'll send it on Discord. It's like the saddest shit ever. It's Macaulay Culkin, the kid from Home Alone.
True scary stories. The coronavirus.
Yeah, that one's weird. I'm probably gonna private that one soon. Once I get a little bit more.
Glitch in the Matrix. That was really funny.
I like that one.
My favorite one was actually N-word. And how, like,
N-word.
yeah, at first it sounds like... so yeah, it takes place in the 80s, but it's like Trump country and how everybody has Make America Great Again.
Yeah, I know I'm fucked up on that.
No, that makes it even funnier in my opinion.
I gotta re-explain it in a later story.
And then,
like
well, with what my friend is doing, with, like, he wants to turn, the Trump... he's, like, expanding heavily on the Trump story. And, like...
I want to make a prequel. I'm gonna wait till the election day.
Like, he actually told me to tell you this since he's at work right now and can't join.
Okay.
Tell him when he comes back to the next story. Oh yeah, the nunchuck cop, he dies in this story that we're writing, but he comes back in the next story. And that the Imperials accuse him of being tied to terrorist attacks on Trump Towers because his weapon was found at the scene of the crime. He'll be arrested, but later take part in the Blackwing virus conspiracy in prison. Feeling gutted, I can't be there to watch it. Oh yeah, so yeah, like he's having this whole thing where like Trump is trying to Emperor Trump is trying to set up like this galactic plan, and that like Martin Luther King is resurrected to like fight him in the last battle between good and evil.
Martin Luther King. So when you first heard that story, did you think that was gonna happen?
I thought it was gonna be like one of those like. I thought it was gonna be like a stupid like political thing.
Yeah.
And then it started to be like, so it came out to like Trump like going on stage and going like, "When I say hey, you say ho, hey ho." Which he turned into an insult directed at Hillary Clinton.
I want to make cartoons for it, bro.
Yeah,
that would be so
and then the Ghostbusters came out, and so Martin Luther King have a fucking sword fight, a lightsaber fight. Yeah,
I could imagine that fight being epic as shit. If you really did a backflip, just sliced it in half, and then Donald Trump survived somehow.
Scientology is also one of my favorites.
That one,
Farmer Johnson with all the walls and how they have it like with portraits of him dressed as Deadpool, and now all the midgets are having perfectly synchronized dances.
I don't even remember the Deadpool part. That's crazy. That's crazy. My favorite story probably is Road Rage with Phil. I love Phil, bro. Or Mr. Bonkell, I like him too. So yeah, Substitute Teacher is definitely my favorite story.
Yeah, what else? I'm just looking through all of them. Nightmare Expo and Southern Cannibal. Did you guys actually have beef?
Hell yeah, he got pissed off. So I went on Google and I was like, thumbnails for compilations. and I just found when I used it, and then he was like, and it had his watermark in it. Like I didn't try to hide his watermark, so people know it's not my thumbnail. It's obviously his. And he was like, "What the fuck?" He got on Twitter. He's like, "I hate when lazy ass YouTubers use my shit without ad or and blah blah and steal my content." I was like, "What the fuck?" That's all I did was use your thumbnail. And then like I wrote those comments with my account, and then I photoshopped it and just put his face next to it. He actually emailed me like a month ago. He was like, "Hey, with all this racial tension going on, I'd really like it if you could take the video down." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it."
He said, really?
He said people still hit him up thinking it's real. Like, people actually think that shit's real. Like, I had a tape recorder. Who has a tape recorder in 2020?
I don't think people understand that this is, like, satire.
Some people really don't. They're like, this isn't true. I'm like, are you serious? Are you really saying that right now? There's no way this is real.
Shotgun Willie is my friend's favorite.
Really? I hate that story, man.
Well, yeah, but, like...
I thought I was trying too hard.
They get captured and then, they have to eat like a steaming pile of shit. The way you described it, the way you said it was just really funny. And like how the one guy, like, he betrays his friend and he like eats the shit and he gets to leave and then he just finds out, like, in the news that the guy was killed because he didn't eat the shit fast enough.
Yeah, my stories are dark as shit. People die all the time.
That's why they're so funny. And then there's Big Black Ass 1993.
Oh, I love that episode.
And then what about the grandma?
So this is one thing I don't know what to do. I don't know because every grandma in my story is pretty much the same person, just a thug. Like, just some gangster-ass old woman. So I don't know if that should be one person.
Which is really funny. Isn't that like grandma? In The Exorcist, and how, like, the guy tries to exorcise the demon and it doesn't work? And so he goes out and he takes out, like, the machine guns from the grandma's old Vietnam bunker. And, like, has a gun battle with him.
I forgot about that. The exorcism didn't work. I gotta listen to these stories.
Gorilla Sex is also a really good one.
Yo, that's a true story, bro. That one's true.
That makes it even funnier.
I was in like it was like 4th or 5th grade, and it was everything. It was like, of course, exaggerated, but like the drawing, the picture, that was real. I was at the principal's office, and he was like, "How would you like it if I send this to your mother?" And I just started laughing because I imagined my mom's getting mail and then seeing the picture in it from the principal. Like, what the fuck is this? Yeah, that story was real. And then the pervert was real.
I remember
it wasn't my story,
my
but
friend
it was
telling me about
story.
that, and he was talking to you on how, that was real.
Yeah. Of course, exaggerated again, but...
Campsite 69.
I fucked up on that spelling.
I know.
I hella took an L. I try to lie and be like, well, it's because he was bird watching, so it's called Campsite. But that's the only thing I could think of.
Oh, well, I mean, it's okay. Substitute teacher, the prank call, chicken.
Oh, the prank call's pretty funny. I think that's the first story the grandma came in, is the prank call. Listen here, baby. I'm outside. That shit's hilarious.
So you didn't have anything to do with the from like the true paranormal events?
No, not at all. Not writing. Not the only thing I had part in it. I pretty much made him do it. I was like, please make some stories like this. And he's like, all right, I'll do true paranormal events. And I was like, hell yeah. So that's only
the one with the what is it? Like, there's like a swamp, and it turns out that the monster is just like a black guy that was lynched.
Oh wait, which story was? Oh, on Andrews, yeah. His story, my favorite one is the illegal immigrants one.
Yeah,
The
and how
illegal aliens.
just that they were all literal aliens. I said
That
that to
shit
my
was so
friend who's like Mexican American, and I said, "Is this what it's like?" And he's like, "Yes."
Yeah, I wish Barry McCockiner came back, man.
And then there's also
shit.
the history lessons.
Yeah, that's what he really likes. That's his favorite thing.
Yeah, those ones I also think are really funny.
The only reason he can't record is because he's becoming an EMT.
Oh,
So he had to go to like school and shit.
oh,
So and he just had a daughter like 3 years ago.
oh. That would explain why he hasn't.
Exactly, yeah. But he's a good guy. He's funny, super funny. He's actually in movies, bro. He's an actor.
Really?
He was in Jay and Silent Bob, the movie, or the reboot.
Jay and Silent Bob.
It's like Harold and Kumar, or I don't know, stoner movies, Cheech and Chong type shit.
Damn, that's cool. Is he like?
I know.
Is he like
He's not a
an
main
extra?
Yeah, he's an extra, but he's like, he looked just like the dude in the movie, so they use him a lot. He was like, they went to like a comic book convention, like a Comic-Con type thing, and then everyone was dressed up like him, and he looked just like the dude. It was crazy.
That's awesome.
You
Wait,
know?
is that the Ben Affleck scene?
It's the scene where
What do you think, kiddo?
Kevin Smith
You like these stinky old fools?
comes on stage as his alter ego, and he's talking about his new movie.
Because
Because the movie's like, it breaks the fourth wall, kind of. Like, it's like a fictional version of the real world, I should say.
Huge fan of that kid.
So he's talking about the upcoming movie in the movie, and then it's at a convention for the movie, but it was all fake. It was just like
All
for
of
the
a sudden,
movie.
all my old bullshit is back. Some of that old bullshit meant the world to me when I was starting out.
So what we should do is we should just
Now that all my
re-listen
childhood
to
dreams are starting to come
each
true,
story
it's nice.
once a week
Don't get me
from
wrong.
start to finish,
That kid is just way
and then like just listen to the story, and then have like a
Life was
10-minute
all about me. I was
discussion.
the hero of my own story. Bruce Wayne of one.
That's why I
For
think
like
I'll be good.
for the podcast or this live stream thing?
And that kid came along.
Yeah, I don't know if I
and
want to do a live
realized-
stream because it's weird. I don't like how live streams work, but we could just record it on OBS and then upload it after.
or Bruce's
Yeah.
Mom.
Yeah,
Then
I
I
know
can
that
edit
that the
We can edit it
software
like-
I use for the streaming supports that.
I'm
I
just here to
just know
set the
how
real
to. I
story
don't
in
know
motion.
how to do that.
'Cause once you become a parent, you're not the star anymore. You're the stage.
Then we could make a,
I'm just
I
here to
think
prop
that'd
up
be
my
cool.
kids
I
so
could-
she can
it'll
probably
give
show
me
off her
weekly
life like my
content.
parents did for me.
and not just releasing the same video. Just it'll be the same video, but with added shit, commentary, I should say.
Yeah. You want
That
to
shit would be
continue
good.
reading?
Yeah. Let me finish smoking this cigarette, and I'll be right in.
Sure.
Yo, do you play Xbox?
No, I play on PC.
Y'all thing. At least you didn't say PlayStation. Thank God.
What?
I'm just happy you didn't say PlayStation.
Yeah, I mean, I used to play on PlayStation, but then I got a computer and I was like, I could finally play stuff on there.
Can you do Warzone on computer?
Warzone? I think that's a. I think so. That's like that's a free to play game, right?
Yeah, it's free to play for sure.
Call of Duty Warzone. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
easy.
good. We should get that game, bro. I need a squad. Hey, but actually, my friends are trying to play that right now, so we can do the rest of the story tomorrow when What's His Face is off.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, and then I'll read it and I'll be able to actually know what's coming, so I know how to pause and shit.
Sure.
Yeah. All right, bro, man. Good talk.
Yeah. Nice talking to you. You're pretty cool.
Yeah, man. You too, bro. You too.